Good morning, everybody. We are back to PM and the AM show. I'm here with my man Mike Lauer. Good morning, Mike.
What's going on, Pat? I'm glad to see you're back in one piece from Rochester. Me and Al had a great time last week.
Oh yeah, Rochester. I'm telling you what, bro.
Party City, USA.
Oh,
Yeah.
you thought the Blue Oyster parties were here popping. You have no idea.
Man, look, and Al's looking kind of dapper this morning. Looking
Yeah.
about, 23 now, looking all young and shaved.
Yeah, shaved. You know,
Not a hair on my head.
Nope,
no.
not a hair
The
on his
way
head.
my boyfriends love it.
Is it shaved all below?
Yes, the
Dude,
I'm sorry.
coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee roll.
it's funny, Pat. I did send a picture of this with my wife, and I said, yes, the carpet matches the non-existing drapes.
Oh, that's great.
But anyways,
Man, it's been a tough weekend, huh?
Philly versus Boston weekend, and this hasn't been much of a battle on the Philly side of things because as we get started with your Philadelphia Phillies, my man Sean Killoran checking to the
Taylor, what's
program.
going on? He said, let's send both Boston teams home with an L. Better. I don't think that's looking so hot today.
No, because and that's what I'm just trying. We're going to break this all down. Why we got our man Al for Safira check, doing the perusing of the show.
My boy Insanio checking in from Mass.
He actually did call it.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did. He's been calling in quite some
He
time.
said, I told you about the Bruins. Yeah, and I was really surprised about that. I thought they were going to. I thought they'd at least get the Eastern Conference Finals. I told you my pick for the Stanley Cup has been Dallas and Carolina. I'm still sticking with that. Both teams are still alive. So
It's amazing. That's the one thing
dude,
about
it
crazy.
scratched my head.
It's one thing crazy about the NHL. You can ride. You could be the best team. You could be chasing history and all this other stuff. But man, the playoffs are just a totally different. It's like a whole new season. Literally.
Yeah, and like I said, man, I got to give Insanio credit. He's been on that for months.
Yeah.
Well, he's a Boston fan, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yes.
he's lived the pain. But right now, Boston is a pain in our side.
Yeah. Well, listen, the Boston up there's got us tattooed down here. So let me ask you, Mike. Let's get right into this. Your Philadelphia Phillies.
Everybody's Everybody's hitting the panic button again.
No. Whoa. Not so fast. But yesterday, not a great start. And well, for your Philadelphia Phillies, Bradley Folder on the mound. 0 for 6 now. He looked good for the first 3 innings. And then he just wound up getting tattooed by that nasty Boston Red Sox lineup. And, he gives up 9 hits, the whole start, a single, double, walk, another double, 2 singles with a bunch of RBIs. I mean, he got lit yesterday.
It happens, Pat. It does. I mean,
Let me ask you, is he a fluke?
no, he's
Yes,
not.
it is.
How is he a fluke, Pat?
He's 0-6. He had one sprinkle of a little bit of success last year, and everybody wants him here. He needs to go to the Iron Pigs. He needs a little visit, or otherwise he's going to be the cause for blue seats, the blue empty seats.
Oh God, come on! Here you go, overreaction. Yo, go back to Rochester, will you? Because here you come back right away, fresh off. Oh, doom and gloom. He's the reason. He's not the reason. The Phillies ain't hitting the ball. Well, that too.
I'm going to go even further than that. It's not just. I'm not worried about the bats.
I'm not either. I think they're going to come around, dude. It's our
they're
pitching.
still scoring.
Oh, well.
Listen, how many times if a team scores 5 runs in a game, 4 runs in a game, they win those games? It's very possible. It's the pitching that's killing.
Yeah,
us.
can we get Aaron Nola to pitch a great game? He's pitched 1. Okay, how about Zach Wheeler? Can we get him? These are our money guys. Where are they at? Okay,
I agree that
they're not there. Taijuan Walker has struggled out of the gate. Okay?
I told you that was going to happen.
I mean, he's hit and miss.
Yeah, he really is. But if you talk to any Mets fans were telling you the same thing. He's hit or miss. He can go 4 straight games and look unbelievable, and then have 5 or 6 straight games where you got to pull him. Okay, Strom is our bullpen piece that we had to throw into the starting rotation. Okay, listen, stability's coming. Ranger Suarez is not that far away from coming back. Okay, he's going to help solidify that starting rotation. Yes, did Bailey have a bad?
What's up, Joe?
Today's the turnaround.
Joe, I hope you're right, buddy.
Maybe for the Phillies, but the Sixers are cooked. Sixers are
Okay,
cooked.
man.
We'll get into that later,
He's
but
calling both the Phillies and the Sixers.
Joe, I mean, look, buddy, I love you, but
I'll go streaking if both teams win.
yeah, I mean, I'll have my pants down somewhere.
Dude,
but-
stop with the pants down like again, coffee rule. Keys and crap. Wasn't it peaceful last week with this?
Mike, you have to get You have to get a clear cup so he can see the level.
Yeah,
I wear this line here, so
he's got to mark it out.
Jesus God though. But I'm just saying, the Sixers are done. I'm sorry, they got their win. Listen, no, and
Yeah.
we'll get into that. But as far as the Phillies team goes,
Yeah.
okay, yes, they've lost 6 in a row. But listen, they did this after. Okay,
Oh, they're
and
like with 6 wins
No,
in the entire
they-
month of May, right?
right. So they're not going to have the 6 wins in the whole month of May. They're going to get more wins. Okay, they got pieces that are out. And I'm sorry, does it look like the Braves are running away with this division? No, they're not. So I don't want to hear no, it's not doom and gloom for the Phillies. They are going to hit. They're going to heat up. You got to sit back and just give them a chance. Okay, yes, Bailey Falter has not looked good, but you also got to take into consideration as well. He pitched well into October and November a year ago. Again, he's probably pitched as long. There you go. Insane saying the same thing. It's only May. Weren't the Phillies doing bad last year? Look what happened.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, and I'm also not a guy who's going to believe that history's going to repeat itself that easily, but there is some alarming things. Alarming because the question is if these all our starting pitchers are going to struggle, that theory of that we're going to start winning is not going to happen because you can obviously score runs.
Yeah, you have to win games 11-10.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen, especially when you got guys like Schwarber who are
ice cold.
Captain 0 for 5 right now.
0 for 5. He's 0 for 5. He's 0 for 20.
He's 1 for 20. 1 for 20.
Well, I'm just saying every game it's over when he's leading off.
But again,
0 for 5.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Go back and look at his. Go back and look at his history numbers. He is batting 220 in April and May throughout his career. 220.
My man Muffler Mike said they went out of Pat in Rochester after last night's results.
Man.
Muffler Mike, I was getting that 5. No, no. Listen, the people up in Rochester there, the Nighthawks, great people. But anyway, listen, I don't know. You said the Braves may not, are not running away with this division. The Mets are right behind them, quote unquote, and they're 6 games out. So I don't know.
Again, Pat, this is May.
I understand. There's a lot of
There's
baseball.
a ton of baseball left. If you're telling me they're 10 games up and we're in September, then yeah, I'm going to be like, well, it was a nice try. But no, I don't care about how far the Braves are ahead because guess what? The Braves the Braves lost 2 or 3 to the Baltimore Orioles. Are you ready to call them? The Mets have been struggling all year.
Yes.
Okay. So no, I'm not willing to throw this in yet. Okay, they're having a bad. They had
Game 6.
They had a 500. They had a 500 April. Okay, and so far now in May, they have not looked good. But that doesn't mean they can't turn it around. You know what I mean? And you just got to be patient. You got to remember too, these guys are young. Okay, Bailey Falter's a young pitcher. He's not a guy who's been in the league for 5 years.
Well, Sean brings up something that's kind of go along with what you're saying, and let me ask you. I'm going to ask you a question along with what Sean's saying here. Hey, Debbie Downer, Pat. We're getting Ranger Suarez, which is a good sign. Hopefully, he comes back. Because here's the thing: is just because he comes back doesn't mean he comes back full strength. And we got
thank you.
Well, but he's got to ease his way in. But
what does that mean? Everyone's
Strom.
Oh my God, go buy a dog.
My thing is, he says Strom back to the bullpen. I don't know.
No, I would keep him as your 5th starter. I would put Bailey back.
I might put Bailey and let him get his. I don't know what it is.
Bailey needs to see some Iron Pig action.
No, he don't need to see. Listen, who are you going to call up?
That have a definition for me when I was younger.
Wow. I'll tell you what, though. You know who? If you're talking about being down in the minors, Abel's turning some heads down there. I wouldn't mind seeing him come up and, maybe take a, whatever.
But I do want to get into this point, though. Al, you brought up Al Schwarber. So what put him in that leadoff spot that he's supposed to be so comfortable in? What has that done for the Phils?
That has been my biggest head scratcher.
That right there, what Joe just said.
Well, isn't he in Japan?
He's in Japan, but they could buy it. They could buy it.
Yeah,
I would definitely take a look at him.
They from what I understand, they kind of kicked the tire. I don't know how deep they looked, when the availability was there. I don't even know what he's doing in Japan. I would love to see what.
His first outing, he went 7 2/3, 7 strikeouts, 3 hits.
Yeah,
and 1 earned run. He looked really good. But again, that's against Japanese baseball players, Japanese league. So you really got to kind of look at that a little bit. But I would definitely kick the tires on Trevor Bauer because now you move Ranger back to 4. Ranger becomes your 4th starter.
Right.
and you got Nola, Wheeler, and Bauer. Those three can go against anybody, and he's looking for a chance to get back in the majors.
Mike, you're in the way you just said your major concerns is Nola, is Wheeler.
No, I'm not concerned with them. I feel like they're going to come around. Like, you are not being patient enough waiting for them to come around. You're expecting them to come out. Look at all the major big time pitchers that are out there right now. The majority of them are struggling. Look at the Houston Astros. They won the World Series. Look at their starting pitching. Their starting pitching was dominant last year. You know, we got no hit in the World Series. The guy who threw the no hitter, I believe, has a losing record, or he's at 500. Javier, I think he was.
Yeah.
Who pitched the guy? He's got a losing record. Or he's at, or like I said, he's at 500. So, dude, that's going to happen, man. When you pitch deep into the year before, when you come back the following year, you're going to take a minute for you to get back in stride. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
You got to pump your brakes, man.
Right.
You're ready to throw everybody to the minor leagues.
No, look, it's a week by week show, and I'm just seeing what's going on now, and it's doom. You know, I know I hate to sound doom and gloom, but
Dude, you sound doom and gloom after the first loss of the season.
listen, I mean, I do like what Kelrain said about Ortiz. Luis Ortiz has got some stuff. I do like what he brings to the
Yeah.
table. It's just like, and look, and we can't take for granted this Boston Red Sox has a nasty lineup. Again,
Listen, that
it-
whole
it-
American League East
yeah.
is good.
I hate it because it really twists my
The
nipples
Yankees
in
are
all the
two
wrong.
above 500. They're a better record than we do, and they're in last place.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, that's what I'm saying. You look at that whole division. That whole division is
It's
a straight.
nasty.
And listen, it don't get any easier for the Phillies because now you got Toronto coming in right behind them. You got Toronto coming in. So,
And they've been waffling the Pittsburgh Pirates, you know, and the Pirates are sitting at the top. Of that,
well, you knew it was just a matter of time
time
before,
before that-
before they came back to earth. Like, you know,
Yeah.
they weren't the best team in the National League. I mean, I'm glad to see that the Buccos are doing well, but you know,
hey, that's my name on Saturday nights.
oh, here we go.
But
Oh, I thought it was the Bucking Bronco.
well, the gag ball Bronco.
Oh,
but,
here we go. This show just went all the way to the left.
but
I'm gonna need another one of these.
Yes, he's going to need that Irish a little bit for him. After that.
Jesus.
so
Christ.
Taiwan Walker's on the mound today. What happens today? Is he going to get
I think
waffled too?
No, I think you know what? I think we get a good Taiwan today. You know why? He's had the last two starts. It's
Yeah.
law of averages. He's bound to be good sometime, so I'm picking today for him to be good.
That's why having a guy maybe like
I-
Strom or Falter might come in real handy because the way these guys can be so hot and cold. They're like, all right, get him through 3 and let's put in Strom.
Yeah, and like here, Sean Kelleran is saying Delvers and
yeah, Rafael Devers. Yeah,
Rafael Devers. You have that kid, Rich Schneider. He can hit. So
Verdugo's on that team. He can hit. Who's the other Dodger?
You
On there?
got
Turner, right?
Turner, you got
Turner's
Justin
on there.
Turner. I mean, so they got a lineup that's dangerous. So I'll be praying for Walker on the hill today. So he's going to need it because
Well, listen, dude, there was a great sign in yesterday's game.
what's that?
Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper.
Long ball swing. Trey Turner. Long ball. This is the only thing that kills me about the Phillies, though. They never hit home runs with people on base.
No,
For the love of God, they need to start.
they said they had like 37 home runs around league average, and I think 20 or no, they had like 30. It's less than 35, and 27 of them are solo shots.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're the kings of like solo shots. They need to start hitting them with people on.
Yeah, and that's like I said. That's one of the issues. Like they need to start hitting with people on, and like I gotta be honest. Like what was like they actually like extend the lead in the 7th yesterday as the Red Sox like in like the bottom of the 7th is when Trey Turner hit that home run. Like to me, I felt like it was garbage time. Like it didn't matter. Like
Well, you can't say it's garbage time, dude, because they're doing everything they can to get back in. You know, when he hit the home run, he brings it closer to what the game was. You know what I mean? To me, I felt like if you're going to call a garbage time home run, I would say it would be the Sosa home run because by that time they were already up 7-3. It was 7-3.
Right.
So Sosa hitting that, then you can kind of look at it and go, oh, okay. But again, the people who need to be on base are not getting on base. And yes, and this is where it all draws back to Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber, I don't care. You need to drop him in the lineup.
yeah,
And you need to put your two most consistent hitters at the top of that lineup. So if Bryce can only bat third, which I don't understand why he can only bat third, but you want to get him up there as much as possible. So if anything, I'm putting Bryson Stott at the top of the order, Trey Turner, then Harper. Then after Harper, you got Castellanos. Castellanos is definitely
He went 0 for 4 yesterday, but I mean, look, he's one of your more consistent hitters. But yeah, I'm with you, Mike. I would put Bryson Stott. I would put, like you said, hell, I would put Sosa up there because
You
Sosa's
got to
been
put
hitting.
people who's making contact with the ball. You got to have at least two of the guys, two of the most the most guys in your the foremost guys that are making contact in your lineup. You got to have two of them in your top four.
I'm going to answer Sean's question here. Yes, 2 days ago I would have said I still don't understand moving him into and I understand the whole. You only really lead off once in the game. That's the first at bat for the most part. Rarely does it come back around that way each way. But with that being said, at first I would say he should be in the 5th spot, probably the 6th spot at this point. Let him see some. The 5th spot's good because you're going to see pitches behind the 4th spot. 5th spot's good. Maybe the 6th spot, let him get his groove back or whatever it is. Maybe he can do
Yeah, I
better.
mean,
I don't understand the whole leadoff thing with him. I get it, they've done it before. I've heard it. They did it last year and they got to the World Series. I get that. But right now, I don't even think that's going to work. I think he needs a day off. I say they sit him today.
You know what? I'm totally on board with you. I was just about to go there.
Yeah,
Do you
think
think
it's a Jake Cave day today?
it might be a Jake Cave day? Look, he's probably hungry to get some swings in. But I mean, if your leadoff man is not producing, and it doesn't matter where you put him in the lineup, if he's just not producing, you need to sit him. And we rely on him for his long ball. And if he's not going to be able to produce it, look, if you can't do it, the next man will. So you need to find some other. Need to get him in rhythm and maybe sit him down, maybe for a game or two. He might have to smell, wake up and smell the coffee. Like, damn, I'm losing playing time.
Well, I think he realizes what's going on. I mean, he's professional enough to know, like, hey,
Yeah, look, it is what it is. It's a business, and this is like, let me ask you: is this part of the reason why Chicago was willing to dealt him out of there because of some of the slumps that he goes into? His old
he was with Washington, and
the
no,
Cubs.
no, he was with Washington before he came here.
I because Sworn he was with the Cubs.
He was with the Cubs.
He was with the Cubs when they won the World
Series in
Oh.
2016. Matter of fact, no, I think he might have even been Boston that he was with. I know he went to he was in came from Washington to here, but I think it was Chicago. Then he went to Boston for a little bit, played in the World Series up there, and then came.
So the principle is, though, I mean, him having these cold streaks. I mean, is this why people dealt him?
No, he didn't get dealt, dude. He left as a free agent. Like
Well,
everybody,
but not getting re-signed. Like I said, great. He's a home run king last year, but like Matty Beal, made sure he highlighted into the gray spot.
You were right. Actually, you were right twice. He was on 2 teams in 2020. He started off in Washington, ended up in Boston, and
Right.
Came here.
So okay, so
yeah.
But as
I knew it was either one or the other way around, but I knew because he faced us and he used to torch us for home runs.
Right.
Listen, you got to understand with a guy like him. Okay.
I mean, here real quick to cut you off. Here's his averages from 2015: 246. He didn't play in 2016. 2017, 211, 238, 250. In 2020, he was batting a 188 the whole year. He bat in 2021. He batted 253, and for Washington at 291 for Boston, and then of course last year he was 218 with us, and right now he's a 176.
Yeah. So I mean,
Wow.
you take a look at what he's done.
He's
like
a career 230 hitter.
He's a career, right? Exactly. And like I said, in the averages of April and May, he's averaging around 220. It's like 219 or something like that. So I just rounded up to 220.
And guys, real quick, I want to remind you that the show is brought to you by Dolan's Bar. Philadelphia Sports Day is coming up next Saturday, less than a week from today.
Yes, I will be there.
Saturday, May 13th from 1 to 8, 24 East Sellers Avenue, Ridley Park. If you haven't been to Dolan's yet for any other reason, just go because it's awesome. But this day is beyond awesome. You got Charlie Manuel, Mickey Morandini, the Philly sports guy of Hollis Thomas. And I believe there'll be more announced shortly who will be coming there for a cool, intimate setting with our heroes growing up and watching that 08 Phillies, of course, with Charlie.
Oh, damn.
But get there. It's all for a good cause. And tell them that EOP sent you.
Well, the PM and AM show might have to be popping down there. Damn.
I know the M of the P should be there.
Yeah, the M will definitely be there.
Well, what if the P comes sliding up in there?
Oh, here we go.
It's usually sliding up into the P.
Or the P gets the P always gets
Yeah.
dominant and slammed on.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Jesus.
This show goes way to the left. This is a train derailment.
He's making up for lost time.
yes, I am. That's good.
Steve says Schwartz was hitting like 191 this time last year. Again, he does not get off to good starts. He heats up in June.
Yeah, and that's my thing is I'm not like sitting there, oh, Kyle Schwarber, but at one point you do need to sit him down. Like,
Yeah, I think he needs a break.
Yeah, he does. He does. He
I
needs
mean, he got booed mercilessly last night. I feel.
him and Bailey Falter. I mean, the boo birds came out on him.
Well,
Yeah, look,
like I said, they're struggling, and right now, I guess the way people are looking at it, you have Bryce doing everything you can. You get back, and like he's even made some comments about how the team was playing. Like, listen, dude, it looked like they didn't even show up for that series in LA, and they wasted a pretty good effort out there. I thought Wheeler pitched really well out there. It's got no run support, man. Like, how do you give up that many runs in a series to like? I mean, I know the Dodgers are good, but they're not the Dodgers from 2 years ago. You know what I mean? And to me, it just seemed like they were just going through the motions to get back home.
Well, like I said, the sadden part was the Kimbrel giving up the grand slam. That's when you kind of like chalked your hands up and it was just like, come on, bro.
Well,
But then, like I said, like it's tough. It's a painful time right now. For
well,
the
right
Phillies.
now, look, what's going on with the Phillies is this: the buttons that Thompson was pushing a year ago to get the things working, they're not working just yet.
I question him. I really do.
Oh, listen, you're gonna listen. It's just like a batter. They're only gonna get it right at best 30% of the time. You know, 30-ish% of the time. Why do we expect that from the manager? I mean, he's managing. He's managing these guys physically. He's managing these guys talent-wise. He's managing these guys mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that easy. Like, just even though I sat there and said, like, I give him the day off. Doesn't mean it's the right move.
No, I mean, look, and he needs to. I mean, like I said, just
how about JT too? Like, where's he been?
He's like
he's another one. He disappears. You know, you're supposedly the best catcher in baseball, right? You're being paid as like the best catcher in baseball. You're paid to be. He's an offensive catcher. Where the hell has he been?
Yeah,
I'm listen. This first part of this year, the main three guys you can count on in this lineup has been Stott, Alec Bohm, and Castellanos. They're the three guys you can count on.
And somewhat so.
Brandon.
Who? Brandon Marsh. And Marsh too. I don't want to forget him.
Marsh and Sosa when he gets playing time.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a good defensive piece. But to your point though, like I said, so this past week you played against the Dodgers and you played against the Red Sox. You played against two good quality contenders. I mean, Dodgers are.
You got to stop looking at that, Pat. I see where you're going with this, and
I'm.
Stop.
My question is: are they going to be a contender?
We don't know.
Pat. I know, but they're not
early in the season.
It's May against contenders.
It's May, Pat. They're going to play contenders all year long.
All right, hold on. Who's your contenders?
Well, I'm just saying they played against the Dodgers. How do
you know the Dodgers are going to be contenders? I'm just saying we don't know who the contenders are yet.
You got these teams
right now. Tampa Bay Rays are the contenders.
The Pittsburgh Pirates are contenders.
Yeah, I mean that could change. I said that.
Look, see, you just made a face and shook your head. But if you're going by record right now, Baltimore's a contender.
Yes.
Okay.
Best team in the league.
Okay. The San Francisco Giants are contenders. The Texas Rangers are contenders.
Giants are not a contender.
They're not contenders, dude. They're right there.
They're 15-7. They're
right there, bro. Like they're right there. They're still in their. They're right
contending.
there. They're contending in their division.
It doesn't mean you're there. It just means you have.
I mean, they're not in first place. They're not running away with it. But again, you have these teams that you put on these pedestals and go because they were there because of what they did in the past. You got to stop that. Because
no, I'm just going by currently. The Dodgers are sitting right now.
What place are they in?
The first place in the West.
Okay, and how far is San Diego behind them?
San Diego is 2 games back.
Right. Oh, you mean to tell me you're going to sit there and look at? Be like, oh, okay. Well, just because the Dodgers are leading that division. Yo, the Phillies had a bad series against the Dodgers. I'll agree with you totally there.
Yeah.
But you got to stop looking at these teams and going, oh well, these are contending teams. They're not contending teams because we're only 2 months into the season. Contending teams, come talk to me in late August, early September. These are when teams start putting themselves in position.
Yeah, but these teams are obviously head and shoulders better than the Phillies.
They're not head and shoulders better than the Phillies. Come on, dude. Look at the division they're playing in.
Like, how are they not head and shoulders better than the Phillies? The offense, the defense, all around.
You're going off of the 3 games that they had. Listen, the Phillies are not as bad as they look, and the Dodgers are not as good as they look. It's plain and simple, dude. Did you know that the Dodgers
13-1.
Did you just see them? They just got swept in Pittsburgh, dude. They got swept.
Who?
The Dodgers. They got swept in Pittsburgh. They got in back-to-back series. The Pirates swept the Dodgers and the Yankees. Now, does that mean Pittsburgh's world beaters? Come on,
No.
dude. I'm going off of your argument.
Yes. The Phillies are not that good of a team.
They're not playing well right now. Yes, but it is a sample size of a long meal.
Yes, but I'm going by currently. I'm not looking down the
Listen,
Yellow Road.
listen, I love you, Pat. But I got to go with Mike on this one. Like
Like
you're like the kind of guy that comes in and goes into a new restaurant to give it a try, and somebody across the table didn't have something you didn't look appetizing, you get up and left. Like you didn't even give it a shot. Like there was no.
like you can't sit there and go, oh well, this
Are you
team
ready
is
to
looking
sell
like
your
this.
season tickets now? Like is that,
No, I'm not selling my season tickets. I'm just going based on what I'm, with the sample size currently that's in front of me. What I've seen this past week.
They got off to a good start. Look at the Mets, dude. They ran wire to wire last year and choked away the division.
Yeah,
Were the Mets not a good team? Did they make the playoffs last year?
hey, look.
Well, okay, then. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you can't always go by how they start out. It's got to be how they finish. Now, if you want to have this conversation with me in September and the Phillies are still looking like this and they're way out, then I can look at you and go, dude, yo, you were right. But you can't do that right now. It's too young of a season. Too much can happen.
I got it, but I'm telling you, I feel like last year was a fluke.
No, you can't say last year was a fluke.
I'm telling
They won, Pat. They won. It
because
wasn't a fluke. There was nothing fluky about it.
they played better because the manager got fired, and then there's the next to go is the players, and they don't want to be next to get moved because that means if you're not going to produce, that means
Dude, look at the teams they beat. Come on, are you serious?
they're not. Gonna,
Atlanta was the defending world champions. They knocked them out. Okay, the team that was supposed to represent the NFC, the changing of the guard was the Padres. The Phillies eliminated them. They went to St. Louis and beat a team in St. Louis that didn't even get a win. They swept them 2 straight. Like, come on, dude. Like, you can't say it was a farce. The Phillies were the hottest team in the major leagues last year at the end of the year.
They got
Give
hot
them
at,
that credit.
They got hot at the last moment at the right time. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll give it to. There's
But
plenty,
it's not a
there's
fluke.
plenty of us here sweating like they might not make the playoffs. I mean, trust me, we all sweating it. Maybe some of us saying it out loud more than others, but we were all sweating it.
Yeah, we did. I mean, nobody was. I mean, dude, when it came down, we had to use Aaron Noah last year to get our
against
Houston. Oddly enough,
Mm-hmm.
to go ahead, but you can't. Like you said, that is a to me. I'm sorry, pal. I'm gonna say, but it's a cheap way out for you to sit there and say that last year was a fluke.
I'm not. That's how I feel.
How is it a fluke when they were the hottest team?
All right, let me ask this
Because they
question.
got hot at the right time, and all of a sudden,
So what's the difference to the year
you're
before?
the NL champions. You guys start playing like
Oh, stop! It's a different year.
no,
It's a different year. It's a different year.
no excuses.
We don't know excuses. It's
You're
a
the
different year.
champion.
Different year, different team. Is Scott is Eflin on this team? No, he's not. Is Jason
Okay.
Dolan on this team? No, he's not. It's a
Right.
different team, different year. End of story. You cannot go, oh well, they're the defending. No, that's fan talk
I'm
right
just-
there.
I'm
You
just-
being a fanboy right there. That's fanboy talk.
I'm just
You're
being
the
honest.
defending that. Dude, who cares? They won it last year. It's a different year. They got their NL rings and they moved on. It's a different year.
Okay.
Stop being a fanboy and going, oh, you're being a fanboy. You're being a fanboy when you're going, last year was this, was that.
That is a fluke. It was a
It's
one
not
hit.
a fluke.
They are a one hit wonder. Rob Thompson.
Oh, Jesus God, shut up.
Rob Thompson. Rob Thompson.
All
is a-
right. Let me ask this question. Should we fire Rob Thompson?
No.
No. I'm asking Pat. I want to know what Pat thinks. I know
I'm
what
gonna
you
hear
think.
this one.
I want to hear it. Should they fire or should they at least be looking at new managers?
Hey, look, it wouldn't pass my mind to start looking around. I wouldn't be.
Yeah, that's change managers every year.
Can I ask you a question?
What's that?
Like when you say don't flush the toilet or don't leave the toilet seat up, did your wife divorce you? I'm just asking this question. Like,
I'm pretty sure she's thought of it.
yeah, well, for different reasons. But I'm just saying, in all honesty, like, should your wife think about divorcing you because you didn't shut the toilet after you took a shit? I'm asking a
no.
question. Because this team's taking a shit, man. I'm just putting it out there.
It is.
Sorry for the cursing. FCC hit me later about it, but it's true. This team is taking it. I get it. I'm angry like you are, I'm
Right.
just not out of my mind like you are either.
Yeah,
Like,
he's done lost something. Like there,
You know,
we always knew he had a couple
like,
screws loose,
listen,
but oh,
you got
that whole plate's tight. That whole plate's tight.
you got Sully on here going, he's thinking, we can turn this around. The Sixers could win it all. And that seems like a pipe dream right now. My point is, yes, right now this team sucks. But last year, this team sucked even more. And to say last year was a fluke, fine. Let's devil's advocate for a second. Say, well, last year was a fluke. So was Aaron Nola not a good pitcher last year?
Yeah, he was.
He was a good pitcher.
Okay. Was Zach Wheeler a good pitcher?
He was
Was
good.
Bryce Harper a good player?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to keep going on. Were they all flukes?
Those guys, no.
Okay. So everybody else who played for us last year was a fluke. Alec Boehm, was he a fluke?
Oh, Ekblom got hot. Yes, he's become a better hitter.
He's the most consistent hitter probably on this team right now. Bryson Stott has gotten better. So
Right.
it's not a fluke.
Bryson Stott's got better.
But is it a fluke? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
Trey Turner wasn't here last year, okay? So
Sooner or later, he's going to get hot.
I mean, he joined the long ball group last night. He hit a well-needed home run that he needed to get Stella to get his groove back a little bit. My point is, they're not a fluke, and they're not a fluke. You're angry. You're very angry right now.
Yes,
And you have a right to be angry.
you're
They're
right.
playing like crap.
You are right.
We will agree on that. They are playing like total horse poop. But
Well, that's what I'm here to do. This is
I understand that, but you can't sit there and say they're a fluke, dude. Like you can't.
Well, how would you describe it? I mean,
It's a bad run. It's a long season, Pat. They're going to go through this. Like, guess what? This is going to be the first time this season that they're going to go through a losing streak like this.
And also, here's the other thing. What just happened? This team just got above 500, then got 2 games above 500. And what are you and everybody else in this room, I'm sure, and everybody else in the listening audience, and everybody else in Philly fandom sitting there going, okay, here they go.
Here they come.
They got it back. The starting pitching looks good. The bullpen's already continuing to look good. The bats are getting hot and consistent, I guess is a good way of putting it. But it didn't last long. And now they're cold.
oh, the Fuji.
That's my thing. Like, I just think I agree with Fuge, which I often do. It's too early to panic, especially
I wouldn't get rid of Topper.
even look like you can't. I think I said this on my Thursday show because they brought up Mike's favorite topic, which is trade and beef.
Good. They need to.
And we'll talk about that. I'm sure.
In about a few seconds.
But my point is, if you start shopping, you are at that point making that decision. You're saying yes to it. You can't shop it. You don't think it's going to get back to Topper that they're shopping? And if you do, what do? You do the same thing that you saw from Joe Girardi. Panic button, panic button. That's why young guys like Stott weren't getting playing time because Joe Girardi didn't want to change anything. He thought he had to stick to his guns, gun it, hit the gas pedal, and just let this thing drive off a cliff.
Right.
And they had to take the wheel from him before he let this thing go off a cliff. And Topper did an amazing job. To sit there and say it was a fluke is not true.
Oh, see, this is why we have to have Al here because Al is the voice of God. Like it's like we
get off his
ass. No. Listen, we go at it. We go at it, and then there's always the voice of reason. Listen, there's been times he sided with you, but that I didn't agree with.
Yeah.
But listen,
I'm not going to side with one because
it's not like he's going. Oh well, I'm just gonna.
I can do like a.
This is hell.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe you should. But
Calm down, Pat, and zip her up
But
your
he-
pants.
oh,
He almost spit something.
oh, that's great. But I'm not giving you CPR, dude. So you better swallow.
Yeah, we
Don't
all-
act like you don't know how.
Yeah.
See, here we go.
Oh.
But Pat, yeah, I just think I think it's look. I think they're going to start turning it around. They do have some tough teams that they're going to be playing, but you know what? So does the Atlanta Braves. They got some tough teams they got to play. So do the New York Mets. They got some tough teams they got to play. Like this whole division has to play.
I just need
tough
to see
too.
this team turn around.
Dude, you will. Like I'm pretty sure you're going to look back at this by the time midsummer
Yeah,
rolls
we got to
around.
start clipping these out. And,
I'm being serious. Like you're gonna have to you'll be looking at this going, wow,
know,
yeah, I really kind of overreacted on that one.
You know those commercials where like the husband and wife are arguing about something? He goes, I never said that. They go,
Oh yeah.
Let's go to the tape.
Yeah, let's go to the review.
Let's go review. Like we should start to go to the review.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
So that's finished with one Boston team. Now you
Yeah,
ready to bring up this other one?
Hold
Yeah.
on, real quick before we do
Oh,
that.
before we bring up Boston,
Guys, this team's going to get better. These teams are going to get better, and you're going to need tickets. And Mike, where do we go for tickets?
SherrySticks.com.
That's right, cherrystickets.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. You can save 10% off by using that great promo code EOP10. There will be no hidden fees. You heard me say it again and say it before. No hidden fees. We've all used the other ones and got walloped with fees at the end.
I'm actually about to buy some concert tickets from there.
Exactly. We all use it here. Our friends and family use it. You should use it too. Use our promo code to save additional 10% off on already great ticket prices. And we are back.
Yeah. So I mean, let's segue into this basketball team now.
Yeah, that's what. Well, here goes another one that's, just when my left nipple's twisting, the other one now the right
Dude,
one.
your butt must be chapped.
Oh,
I'm saying it must be
Is there
chapped.
like a hole in your carpet at home that you just from pacing? Like
Look.
I get to see him like pacing around his
There's
house.
gotta be.
the sandbox out back's got plenty of holes.
Yeah.
And it's not from the toys that the kids were playing. It's from something. Well, listen. Let me.
I don't that reference just flew by me and Alan. We don't know why.
I don't want to know.
I don't. Me neither.
There's better things left unknown. And
I don't want to know
that.
why. Number one, why you got a sandbox too? Oh, I can understand why you have a sandbox. You have kids, but
What I'm doing after hours?
yeah. What the, yeah. Like I don't.
Why are there little holes in the sandbox? Is the
Yeah,
question.
that's what I'm not understanding. Oh,
Sounds
poor
painful.
Mo.
Sounds painful.
Poor
Keep
Mo.
going.
That is painful.
Poor Mo.
Go.
Oh, here we go. Here goes another one. Pat, you expect this team to be peaches and cream. It's a different team. No one expects the wild card team to go as far as they did. Sean, listen. I'll deal with that later. But right now, let's talk this Sixers.
Pat was very depressed on the Phillies final. I thought he got it out of his system.
Yeah, dude.
Go to the movie bar with Harden. That's great. Yeah. Well, Pat, listen.
I might need a nipple in my face, but
Listen, Pat, I just want to say,
It doesn't.
it's been a nice Sixers season. I am officially, I called it. I said 4-1 Celtics. I don't see the Sixers rebounding. They got their one win.
they're not going to win tonight.
Nah.
You cast them off.
Yeah, I'm done. I mean, they may win and take it to 6 games, but Boston's just going to beat the brakes off of them.
Why? That's what I want to know. Why? What is your thought process? I did a post game show with Dives,
Okay.
and me and him went back and forth on a lot of different things. And after I actually did the show, kind of came up with a different conclusion more than I had before. But you go ahead. I want to know what your thoughts are.
Harden, just he
Back in the milk carton.
back in the milk carton. Tyrese Maxey back in the milk carton. Doc not utilizing his bench.
This whole team, besides Joel Embiid, was in the back of a milk carton.
They were, and you can't be that way. And I'm sorry, but they're now 2-7 in the last 5 years in playoffs against the Boston Celtics. I'm sorry, Al. There's something to say to that, and to the Ryan Schmidts of the world and the Adam Popples of the world who look at me and tell me, one, I never said that I wanted Joel Embiid. I said you should trade it. I made a counterpoint with Pat when we were discussing this. I don't want to trade Joel Embiid, but I made a point Friday night. I put it on my Facebook post. I said, listen, game 1 was a mirage, and Joel's going to win his chip somewhere else. Now, I'm not saying the Sixers are going to go try and trade in Joel. All I'm saying is Joel, when he wins his championship, will not be in a Sixer uniform because the Sixers organization don't do enough around him to get him the right pieces here. Okay? The Harden piece coming here was a favor to Daryl Morey because Morey had the guy in Houston. Not helping Joel Embiid.
There's a lot of
If
Houston guys here.
Right. If they wanted to really help Joel Embiid, I would have been on the phone two off seasons ago with Miami to try to bring Jimmy Butler back here because Jimmy Butler had that connection with Joel Embiid.
I keep saying it. I feel like I repeat myself, but I'm telling you now, the 3 most dumbest things that the Sixers organization has done to screw this organization over. At number 3 was the Mikal Bridges thing.
Yes.
At number 2 was Jason Tatum, who we're seeing beat us up a lot.
Oh, every time we play him.
Over Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum. And then number 1 overall was not signing
Jimmy Butler
Jimmy Butler.
and keeping Ben Simmons.
They have figured out James Harden fast. I gotta give the Joe Mazzulla, who coaches this Celtics team. They shut him down completely. I get it; he's not getting his shots, like Diego was saying. He's not getting his shots. However, he can't facilitate. He can't get a shot. After like Al, you kind of like alluded in the group chat. Like after he kind of like tossed out, got it all out of his system on the first game, dropping 45. They shut him down. They shut him down in the box every time he wants to make a drive. He can't facilitate.
Dude,
He's
the only consistent Sixer on this team right now, besides
a banged up Embiid.
no, well, I mean, Embiid, no, because his first game back, he only dropped 15. Like, and I know he was rusty and everything, but yeah, he dropped 30. But Tobias Harris has been your most consistent player throughout this postseason. Again, we bag on him, but my whole thing is if everybody can get all excited about playoff PJ, then why can't you get excited about playoff Tobias?
Because we need a whipping boy, and now
And he is.
Now all of a sudden,
He's a whipping boy.
but the cloud has shifted towards.
I love Tobias Harris right now.
I do too.
I
I
was
think
one of the, and I was always the one. Look, we always needed somebody to trade for. Now Tobias Harris. was
his
that guy.
old name always comes up.
And you know what? Again, it goes back to the whole Jimmy Buckets thing. He got that because they screwed up.
Yeah.
He was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't even be here.
No, and he
And
might
Butler-
be here, but he wouldn't be playing. He wouldn't be
He
making as
wouldn't
much.
be here. He would go somewhere else to make more money, probably. I don't think they're paying him anywhere near he's getting paid now.
Yeah.
Plus Butler.
But
yeah, that's my whole point. Is that James Harden, like I said, they figured him out. Every time he makes a drive to the paint, they go from a 3-2 defense. They shut it down. Then he can't facilitate. Then he's getting frustrated with other teammates on the court. We've seen as of late. So I mean, Maxey, like you said, you had your worries about him getting invisible, which he's now has done. He's another one. I mean,
I
he
don't-
makes a couple of drives.
don't
I'm not
think
going to kill him though. He's still young, dude. This is only his
Yeah,
second
no,
year.
right. But I
So,
mean, he's made a couple of drives, but look, the window's closed. And look,
what window? Like what window?
I remember,
The
we
Embiid
had-
window.
yeah, the MB window, but we all sat there and laughed and giggled at you, Mike. And when you said, "Oh, trade Embiid," you're like, "Oh, you're crazy, you're crazy."
I got called crazy
Yeah,
for
but
months.
guess what?
Not only on our show, but in our text group. Guys on the Sully squad looked at me. You're Paul. Oh yeah, Mike, you just want to trade Embiid, right? He said that a couple weeks ago.
No.
Now, do I look like the fool now when I'm saying this? And another thing too, let me get this off my chest. Again, I consider myself a 4-for-4 guy, but I'm a realist. And what I say this is some of these Homer fans look at me with the same breath and go, how can you trade him, but yet want to pump their chest and say he's the MVP? If Kevin Durant got 4 first-round draft picks, what do you think the Sixers can get for Joel Embiid?
A buttload.
A buttload.
And I love
I'm
buttloads.
sorry. I'm not saying to go out and trade Joel. All I'm saying is he's going to turn around and see this, and he's going to be like, you know what? Dude, get me out of here.
Right. And
Well,
so,
I was called crazy for asking that question. I said if the Sixers don't do something soon, is it not us wanting to trade him? Does it
Him
become-
wanting out. And
does
like
it-
I think Sully brought it up. He said Sully kind of gave it like 2 years. And I don't think it's going to be that long.
I gave it 2 years too, but then I said at the same time, if they really get the same exit here and they look as bad as
4
they
year-
do
4
against
years in a row?
Boston,
Yeah.
I
4
just,
years in a row?
I don't get it, but I mean, like I said, you look out from outside looking in. The team played better without Embiid in the lineup. It was to me, it was better team ball. Now, look, granted, would the outcome be what it is today? I don't know. I can't tell you for sure. Of course, like you say,
Steve brings up a good point right here. He says what sucks about this is that Boston hasn't played special at all. They're so beatable. They are, but you
No.
know what? Boston does the little things to win.
well, that
In
that
the
was
right
on
way.
the post game, me and Dibes did. That's me and him talked about that from the get. We said this team isn't unbeatable, but the team, and this is what I was saying to you guys earlier. This is my difference. Our team is not disciplined.
Their team is.
Their team is very disciplined.
right?
And they move the ball around. They move it around 3-4 times purposefully, not just because they're trying to find somebody open.
Right. And that's it.
There's an end game to everything.
This
they
is
do.
why I said to you before the playoffs, when you said to me, who do you think is going to win it? I said the Boston Celtics. I think the Celtics raise a banner this year. I really do. Like, they are playing ball. Like, they playing discipline. They don't beat themselves. If you got to go out and beat the Boston Celtics, you have to go and beat the Boston Celtics. They don't beat themselves.
no, it's
And
a
it's
tall
just,
order.
and I'm looking at the way this team is playing right now. The Sixers are too flawed. They screw up way too much for them to beat a good team like Boston. That's why I said in the beginning of the series, everybody called me nuts and called me I was a Sixer hater. I'm not a hater, dude. I just see what I see. When a team,
Haterade.
dude, when you only beat a team once out of 4 times, how are you expecting? I'm sorry, I don't care. You got to look at it realistically and go, we're in a 7-game series with this team. We've beaten them once out of 4 times. They only need 4 wins, bro.
Right, and like you said, you and Al just said it. It comes down to playing disciplined basketball, and when Embiid's not there, they do that. They
They play
play
complementary basketball. They share the rock.
right. I mean, sometimes PJ Tucker gets what he does what he needs to do. You get people, Paul. You have obviously you have James Harden going off, and now, like I said, you took game 1, and then all of a sudden you want to run the offense through with Embiid.
Well,
And I don't
they're
know,
going to do that, Pat.
but
mean,
I know which is great. What you got to do, but to me, I don't think they've gelled around him. Like like you say, we look for pieces that gel around Embiid. I don't know if there's a team that can gel around Embiid. Like you said, so like right now, like I said, everyone here in February was like, "Oh, Mike, you're crazy." Guess what? Look who is the smartest man in the room. Because now all of a sudden, like you said, get rid of him now and get a ton back.
because listen, what's going to happen is, and my fear for the Sixers is that they're going to hold on to him 1 year too late. And whether he forces his way out or whether they trade
Or
him,
some injury. I get
or some crazy
yeah,
injury
but that,
happens.
unfortunately, that's kind of what happens
It does.
in these situations. You can sit here, oh, we don't do it now, where he's going to get injured, and then he can go and like never have an injury
You
again,
can.
and play. Like
And that would be the Sixers' luck. That would be he would win 2 more MVPs and 2 more tips. But I'm sorry, I don't. Do you guys have faith in this Sixers front office to bring in the right people
No.
around him?
No,
I don't.
Well,
I'm not saying they haven't tried and haven't
No.
spent money.
They spent money, but it's on the wrong people.
Daryl Morey is the one I got a picture of Harden in his house.
yeah.
He sits there and lays on his
And
bearskin rug and massages it while he stares at it all
He
day
must
long.
do something,
It's weird.
or Harden's got pictures of him with a certain farm animal. I don't know.
Or they share one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something, but like, I'm sorry. At the end of this
maybe
year,
it's a Bernard Bison.
listen. Wow, for real. At the end of this year, though, do you me personally? I let Harden walk. I tell him, it's been real, James, but we didn't win with you. You didn't help us get anywhere further than what we get. And I would concentrate more on Dame Lillard.
Yeah, well, you're gonna look if you can reel him in some way somehow. That'd be great. And here goes another thing too. And yeah, you brought this up. I joined after game 2. I joined up with Daz and Thiago, and really they brought up a good, interesting point. Like Jalen McDaniels, the piece that was supposed to be the upgrade from Thibault. What's he done? What's he done? I
You got to play him.
Their
well,
thought,
they played him off the bench, but he only got again. He dropped the 1-3, but I mean, his 3 and D's kind of been not
His
up to par.
D's not been that bad.
careful, I'm talking about his D. Pat's gonna start drooling again. No, it's the thing with him was they thought we need a guy who has a little bit more offensive upside, and maybe we could. I kind of like look at it like you ever play like Madden and you're building your own character, and you only have so many points to use, so you can't max everything out. So I think looking at Bible, like his defense was maxed out and his offense was like low, and they found somebody who's kind of more even in that game. It's
50-50.
Yeah, but he's not a game changer. He's not a he's not a world beater.
And to me, and like I said, okay, the way that I see Boston, okay, you want to shut down the paint with Embiid in there, and Embiid's been doing a hell of a job shutting people down in the paint. Okay, we're going to just shoot the lights out from the perimeter. What do you have?
Listen, that game 2 status of how they shot in game 2, like you really got to kind of look at it like that was just them being on and the Sixers missing their shots. That was just a steamboat. Like you knew they were going to come out after that. Now, do I think this game tonight's going to be competitive? I think the Sixers will be very competitive. I think it'll be in this game. But at the end of the day, I just feel like Boston is a stronger, better team, and they play more disciplined.
Right. Well, listen, the Sixers have to try and come up with an answer tonight, because if not,
it's over. If they don't win tonight, it's over.
The white flag's up in the air, and that boat's going down fast. And then,
I mean, if they don't win tonight, it's definitely over.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think everybody knows that. I don't think anybody's going to make this game 5, must-watch TV at that point.
It ain't ironic too. Like, look at the teams that are left, right? The NBA's pulling for a Boston, LA, Boston, LA. Well, no, both of them have 17 titles.
That's
so
what I'm
thinking
saying.
about it, LA, Lakers, Celtics. The winner gets title number 18. Like, God, it's a story written
all
The
over.
LeBron James. Like,
Right,
come
right.
on. Like, I mean, you see this coming a mile away, but you know, I I just don't see it happening, Pat. I really don't. I think they give it a valiant effort. I think Embiid gives it a valiant effort, but at the end of the day, this team is just not good enough.
And like you said, you can't. I don't want to say, but I mean, like you said, the reality is, I don't know. I don't know if they could go punch for punch with Boston. And they got guys who can shoot. Like, okay, you look good against the Nets, and like you said, it was a mirage. We all bought into it, but you got to come to the realization. Boston's got your number. They own real estate in your head. They got guys who can shoot. Like again, game 2, Brogdon took the hearts out of this in the third quarter and shot the lights out. So, like I said, they know how to pass the rock. They got good ball movement. They can shoot from the perimeter. They can score in transition. They could do everything that you want the Sixers to do, and the Sixers don't have an answer.
They don't.
And again, James Harden's number one thing. He sits back. He wants to go running, cutting through the paint. Guess what? They block him every time. You want to facilitate. They got tape him. This is what Joe Mazzola, the coach of the Boston Celtics, he gets paid. He wants that job, and this is why he got hired for it, because he looks to shut down key players. And James Harden being one of those key players.
If you look at it, Pat, too, the 76ers are in the regular season, right? In the last 5 years, they're 10-9 against the Celtics.
Joe is Joe. I mean,
He's Captain Positive today.
yeah, I like it,
Look,
Joe.
Hey, look, I hope for Sully's sake, I hope they do go out and win. I really do. I hope he plays the song.
Yeah,
He
Steve, I
gets-
saw that there was other big losses in the playoffs. It doesn't make me feel better, but I get what you're saying.
You're right.
Anyway, like I was saying, their 76ers are 10-9 versus Celtics in the regular season. But like I said, they're 2-7 also in that same time. He said Morey undid the Hartford and Simmons mistakes. The only reason he undid the
So here you go. Here's Sully. Boston wins the series though, so don't worry, they win tonight. But it's just
well, that's only because Sully wants it to go. Sully wants it to go 6 games.
Yeah.
But I think if
so they're just prolonging the.
I liked Stoley's tweet the other day. He said, pretty much, I'm paraphrasing, but what's the difference between James Harden and Ben Simmons right now
nothing.
in the playoffs?
And I don't want to
both
give
invisible, I can't
Steve.
tell.
Steve was giving credit for undoing the Horford and whatever. Horford wanted out of here. Again, the main reason why Horford wanted out of here was, the same reason why Jimmy Butler wanted out of here. It wasn't a right fit. Now, Butler, I would definitely, if you are going to trade Maxey, or not Maxey, I'm sorry. If you're going to trade Tobias Harris, like that would be a phone call I would make to Miami. You have a guy coming off an expiring contract in Tobias Harris.
Mhm.
Jimmy Butler's coming off an expiring contract. So you have 2 players coming off expiring contracts, and you do the trade. And they want Spoelstra wants Butler out of there anyway.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude, they do not get along. They were trying to move Butler this year. They were trying to
I'll
move.
take him back. I'll
That's
take
what
him.
I'm saying.
You
said
put all right. So let me ask that question. Let's just play devil's advocate. You get Butler back up here. You keeping Embiid now?
Yeah.
Making that run
Yeah.
now.
yeah, because Butler. Butler
But do
will
you
help.
do that? Do you trade Butler to the Sixers? If the Sixers even have anything worth trading, I mean, here's the thing: is Tobias Harris is off the books next year. If
So is Jimmy Butler. So you just
so,
do,
I mean, James Harden could be too. So that opens it up. But what do you trade? Like you got to trade. What do we got?
Good. You send them. You do Tobias Harris for Jimmy Butler.
You
They're both.
can't. Tobias Harris is done. This is it, isn't it?
No, he's got 1 more year
This
left.
is the last year. Okay,
He's
no,
got 1 more. Him
Oh,
and
yeah, you're right. You're right.
him and
Okay.
Butler have the same time
I'm
left.
the wrong year.
They have the same time left. That's why I said you can trade Butler. You can trade Butler for Tobias Harris. It's one contract,
But they're not going to take 1 for 1 on that.
Probably. Who says they won't? You don't know unless you try. Oh, come on, dude. They're trying to get rid of him. They're trying to get rid of him. And Tobias Harris isn't a bad player. Like you put up playoff Toby and show him how good he's been playing.
I
So-
get that, but if you're not, you're telling me you're Miami. You're taking 1 for 1.
If they're looking to get rid of Butler, yes.
Yeah, you're looking to get rid of Butler. Maybe you sell him a little bit of a discount, but I cannot imagine.
Well, what's
you're
a
not
little bit
gonna
of a
ask-
discount? You're not going to get a first rounder for
Well,
him.
you're going to ask for something else, maybe another player, maybe another
All right, so I'll throw
second
in,
rounder.
I'll throw in a couple. I'll throw in a bench guy.
I mean,
Here,
you're
you
not-
want the-
listen, even if you don't.
Bang bang, George Niang.
There you go. You want George Niang? We'll throw him in.
Yeah, how about we throw Korkmaz?
There you go.
at it, too.
Listen, I'll give him Korkmaz too. Here, I'll send you all 3. You got 2 white guys that can shoot, and Tobias Harris, dude. Final offer. They don't have to take it, but
And they're not going to take
Exactly.
that.
We're not going to get it. I
Yeah.
mean,
well,
Here, here's our garbage. Give us your gold. You might not like the guy, but you know what it's worth. Like you might hate a car, but you're not going to give it away for free. You know what I mean? Like
Listen, I said don't be surprised. The Sixers may have something up their sleeve. I don't know.
But
I don't think they could trade draft picks, right? I don't think they don't have a first round draft pick till like 2030. So
yeah, they need to come up with something big. Like again tonight, they have to look. The backs are against the wall. They're going to have to come out big tonight because if they don't, it's bye bye.
I'm telling you, man.
It's
Like,
bye bye. They
if
can't.
Boston comes out shooting, they got to change their defense too.
And
Like,
Jason Tatum is just like you said, just wrecking them. I mean, between them and Jalen Brown, and of course Al Horford just he playing. He's playing great for them, and Marcus Smart just being a pest. And that's like I said, I watched again the game, and I don't again the inconsistencies, the Maxey not playing in playoff mode as much. You can see it because again he looks for the steady drive instead of looking at the court because there was a mismatch between with Marcus Smart trying to cover an Embiid all day and night. You know what I mean? You're supposed to pass it, so and he didn't do that. You got to look for the mismatches on the court.
listen, there was a couple times too. If you go back and watch game two, like when they were kind of in it, when they were only down by like 5 or 6, like Anthony Melton was wide open a couple times on the wing from 3. They missed them. So I mean, the Sixers team really. They got to come out and play fundamental ball tonight. If they play fundamental ball, dude, they got a chance. Like I'm not saying that Boston's just going to come in here and smoke them, but
I think Dimes puts up a good point here. The Sixers becoming irrelevant again scares me to death. If the Sixers lose it, it's time to look into Joel Embiid trades because the team is cooked. And that's I think the point that Mike's been making for a while. Like,
I've been making this since February, and like all I've been told, I had Gus sit right there. And look at me, told me I was nuts. Joe Sullivan told me I was nuts. People
you
on
are, but for many
the Patterson Ave guys. Oh, I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I mean, Dimes is actually agreeing with me now, seeing what I've been saying. I had to go on and defend my. It was really funny too because I feel like I was doing a tour. I had to go on different shows and defend my stand here on why I said it because it's not that I don't believe in Embiid. I don't believe in this Sixers team. I don't believe in their front office. As long as Morey is there, we're gonna have ex-Rockets here.
And speaking of Dimes, just so you guys know, his article's coming out today.
Oh, really?
Looking towards the next year's draft.
I know. I saw you had Trotter's kid there for looking at the linebackers.
I
wonder if the Eagles would take him as a prodigy pick.
Yeah, there you go. Well, they've done that before.
Hey, look, Joey Porter Jr. went to Pittsburgh. So
Jalen Rager's dad played for the Eagles or whatever it was. Remember?
Did he really?
Yeah, it was something like that. I forget some
Monte Rager, right? That was his dad,
Yeah.
Monte Rager, right? Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a Dye's point, man. Like you got the Celtics team, man. They're just playing good basketball, and like you said, they're playing good, disciplined basketball. They again defense. You gotta give them the credit. Like even when when Embiid goes for the screens, they got somebody already on the next move. They rotate. They go to the man-to-man coverages. They go for the 3-2 defenses. Like they have this Sixers team figure out offensively. And again, you got tip your hat to Joe Mazzola, who does a great job coaching his team. Again, a young guy who's making big waves in the NBA. And Doc needs to get this team. I'm not going to blame Doc, but
I thought Doc's been pretty good in this series so far. I'm not going to lie. There's a couple things he's been better this year than he has been in past years.
Yes.
So I'm not going to kill Doc. Like it comes to a point where the players got to make plays, man.
Yeah, there was a moment they cut to him when they were called a timeout, and you see this? All right, and he's like going over stuff with them, and he goes, "You got this?" And they said nothing. He said, "I said." You got this?
Well, that's
like I'm like, ooh, this is not a good sign.
Yeah.
No, so that
it sounds like they were tuning him out. But then again, that's how Harden is. Like that's why I don't want Harden back on this team. I really don't. I will let his ass walk because, okay, yeah, you gave up what you gave up for him, or either that, or you sign him and do a sign and trade. Like send his ass to Portland.
So if you're not going to listen to the coach, that usually means the coach is going to want to be an out.
Well, listen, if Doc gets knocked out in the second round, he's going anyway.
Right, but I mean, it, like you said, it's really not his fault when you got players tuning him out and not wanting to listen.
So listen, I see more guys on that Sixers team. I see them more listen to Sam Cassell than I see them listen to Doc. If you watch Sam Cassell, when he calls something, those guys are there. And again, when we first started coming over here, and Pat, when we were doing your show, that was the guy I wanted. I wanted Sam Cassell as our coach. I felt like he could be a really good coach. So hopefully, if they do get rid of Doc, hopefully they keep Sam.
Real quick, guys, I remind you that the NFL schedule's coming out this week. I believe Thursday,
Yes.
and all these to be determined that you see on my screen right now will no longer be to be determined. There'll be actual dates and times and places and all that stuff.
And no Germany. And no Germany.
PhillySportsTrips.com. No,
No.
they're not going to Germany now. Oh, I did not see that. When did that go down?
It was like,
Oh, really?
yeah, it's like New England and Tampa are hosting.
Okay.
So yeah, but no Eagles.
Really?
No
All right.
Eagles.
So I did not know that. I have to check that out. Like I said, these great tailgates will be coming up. I mean, there are amazing tailgates.
Yes, they are.
Food, drink, the experience, the people that come, the ex-players that come, all great. PhillySportsTrips.com. Check it out.
And
Tell
you know they're
them
probably going to have the
Greenston.
locals, right? They'll probably have the local ones too, like the Giants.
Oh, they'll do everything. They'll do
Yeah.
all the away games.
Yeah, so
And they're actually even having a one where they're bringing people in from like England, far away Philly fans. They're Eagles
Really?
fans come in, and yeah, they have. You got to check out. And there's plenty of baseball trips coming up for the summer. I think San Diego, Pittsburgh, Wrigley Field, all that. Check it out. It's going to be a good time. I want to go to Wrigley again.
So do I. I've
It's
never
such a-
been there.
It's such a good time.
never been there.
Same.
And don't forget terryinjurylaw.com for all your workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, and criminal law needs. 610-565-0300. David Archerry is your man. terryinjurylaw.com or call that number once again, 610-565-0300.
All right. Well, listen.
Before we let you,
Yeah. We got a couple announcements here. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike.
yes. First and foremost, I
He's
want to
leaving.
wish.
No.
yeah. No, never that. First and foremost, I want to wish my son Evan, which he hosts the Big Blue Power Hour over on Out of the Box. I got to give him a shout out. Happy birthday, kid! I love you. Today's his special day. Pat, I know you have a special shout out that you better do.
Yeah, well, listen, if I don't get it, I'm going to get a kick to the groin. No. Listen, I want to say happy anniversary to me and my wife. It is year number 12.
Is that today?
That's today,
And
yeah.
You're in studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you know you're
That's why you know when you're on number 12.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're on number 12.
Yeah. Woo. But and look, look, God bless her heart. She made it this long with me.
God bless her generally.
Yes. On the day.
Bro got a heart of a saint.
Yes.
I love Monique. She's a great girl.
Yeah. So listen,
Pat, not so much.
nah.
Him, not so much. No, but
Yeah.
his wife, awesome.
The elevator doesn't reach the top floor. But anyway,
Yes, we know that.
I want to say thank you guys. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Al, for great shows always. Guys, stay tuned in about an hour. Our guys at Yellow Cross all the time. I will
Listen,
be on-
double G, double S, and double M. Make sure you guys tune out for them and everything in all the cross action, man.
Yeah, I mean the playoffs have started. There's a lot of first round action just went down. Our man Double G was just up in Buffalo covering all the action. So guys, stay tuned. We got some more all across all the time action going on.
And we'll have plenty of coverage. We'll have post games for both the Phillies and the Sixers tonight.
Yeah.
So there'll be plenty for you guys to bang your chest about.
Yes,
Yeah,
banging
Oh,
something.
real quick, what you feel about the Eagles draft? I mean, you already got me, and I already got that, but we didn't get your take. How do you feel the Eagles did in the draft?
The Georgia Bulldogs are here. You know what I mean? I like how he did it. You know, again, why everyone's playing checker. This man's playing chess. The smartest man in the room. He's got this team like I can't wait. I can't
tell you
wait
what,
for September.
One pick that and not even a pick. It was a undrafted free agent sign. Eli Ricks.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know, people had them on their top 10 board early last, like in December.
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah.
He was in the top.
Yeah.
He was in the top first round
Mhm.
for up until like
He's
right
one
before his
guy.
pro day.
He's one of those few
So
I think could make it.
Listen, when Mitchell Parsons is, it's pretty much like, come on, man.
who's Mitchell Parsons? It's Michael Parsons.
Michael Parsons. I'm sorry. I keep on saying
Mitchell. That's all right. He's a cowboy. I know. He's understandable.
He
you know.
wants to be an Eagle so bad.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what. I'm so mad that they got Deuce Vaughn. Like, dude, I was tooting his praises all last year. He was my dark horse to win the Heisman. Was Deuce Vaughn, and so I know Cowboy fans are really happy. Some of them are that they went and got that dude. I wanted him on the Eagles. He's another Darren Sproles, man. But
Yeah, so look, before you get out of it real fast, this is how you know you've been in the game and married to the same person for a long time. When I say, "Oh, good morning, happy anniversary, kiss," oh, your breath stinks. So yeah, that's how you know you've been.
surprised.
Yeah, well,
Well, I guess we're giving shout outs. Congrats to my little guy Mikey. He just had his first Holy Communion.
yeah, there you
It's just
go.
been a great weekend, man. To
Yeah.
see Al's son made his first Holy
Mhm.
Communion. Pat's got to make sure he thanks the other half, or he's sleeping in his car. My
I've
kid,
done
I'm
that plenty
giving-
of times.
Yep, my kids. birthday today. So
All right, Evan, happy birthday, my man. So, guys,
Oh, and there also forgot there will also be articles and videos coming out because Dodge has already started on the 2024 draft. So
hot damn.
yeah, you guys are ready to look at college. There's going to be a lot of new college football stuff come up here at EOP soon, and we'll be talking shortly.
All right, so guys, thank you so much for enjoying the show. Again, 11 o'clock, all across all the time. See you
for
guys.
Pat Bernard, Mike Lowe, Al, we're out.
Rude.